Welcome to another edition of SimplyFit. I'm your host, Sandy White, your number one health and wellness cheerleader. And on today's segment, we're going to be talking about holiday blues. What are they? What are some symptoms that you need to look out for? And what are the solutions? We always want solutions, and I'm here to provide them to you in a simple, simplistic manner so that you can be the best version of yourself. Before we jump into all of that wonderful, juicy information, as usual, I want to thank WYTV7 Community Broadcasters Network for allowing SimplyFit the opportunity to be on their platform once again. We broadcast every Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time out of Upper Marlboro, Maryland. Guys, go check out the website at WYTV7.org and look at all of the wonderful things that we're doing in the community. Because without the support of WYTV7, Simply Fit would not be able to fulfill their mission, which is to serve and help 1 million individuals overcome suicide and depression. And we do this by providing individuals with simple tips and strategies in health and nutrition. So thank you, WYTV7. Thank you for all of you all who are sharing the information that we are bringing to you guys weekly. So again, go to WYTV7 Community Broadcasters Network and look at all of the wonderful things that we're doing. And one more thing before we jump into our new segment for today about holiday blues. We're doing Giving Tuesday. Go check out the website and donate today. All right, guys. So let's jump into what our new segment is. It's holiday blues. We are fast approaching the holidays. And with that being said, a lot of people get seasonal challenges. So they're not depressed all the time, but it's seasonal. They get seasonal holiday blues. And therefore, various reasons, the individuals are depressed or they have some form of the anxiety. And I can kind of relate to the anxiety part. So what I want to do is give you a jump start on not feeling the holiday blues, not feeling the anxiety, not feeling depressed. And a lot of times with the anxiety, that comes with wanting to make sure that everything is perfect, or say last year it didn't go so well and now you have your in-laws over again, or whatever the situation is, it's got you turned upside down. Okay, so let's forget what happened last year and let's live and work in the moment. Okay, so I'm gonna read a couple things, and I got a lot of notes, so I'm gonna try to make sure I don't go super fast, but I want to make sure I get in all of the information. So, according to the definition for holiday blues, it's described as a seasonal bout with depression. So, again, as I mentioned before, that can come from anxiety. That can come from, say, a loved one passed. And so every time during a particular season, a person remembers that time frame when their loved one passed away. And maybe during that time when the person passed away, they were not on speaking terms. And so the person didn't have the opportunity to make peace with the loved one that passed away. Or, as I mentioned before, it could be something so simple as you just burnt the dinner. Let's just, and so now, okay, and like in my family, we rotate. Or we were doing that before COVID, and a lot of families do that. Okay, so say that's the situation, and I'm trying to make light of this because you don't want to get stuck in your stinking thinking, because that's all it is stinking thinking. So we want to scratch the record, and you guys know when you scratch a record, sometimes it'll work depending on how bad and how deep the scratch is. But we want to make this scratch so deep and so many of them that you can't even play that stinking thinking, that memory ever again in life. Okay, so again, what the holiday blues is it's a plethora of things, and we've all maybe dealt with it once or twice or know someone that has that situation. So what I'm going to do is provide some simple tips and strategies that's going to help you overcome that, because we want you guys in the 120 club. And the 120 club means you are thinking well, you're operating well, you're mobile, you're flexible. And I got a challenge for you, and I'm actually going to do the challenge with you. So before I get into all of what you can do to get over your stinking thinking, I just want to help you out right now. So just get into the mode. I don't care if you got your pajamas on. You're going to do this challenge with me. And I just mentioned to you all, you want to be in the 120 club. And it's not, remember, I always tell you guys, exercise, being healthy is more than just exercise. However, a key component is flexibility. So the more flexible and the more agile you are, the less you are putting yourself in a position to be injured, and you're more willing to move around, and you're even willing to do some exercises. Okay, so one of the challenges that I want you all to incorporate is the flexibility challenge, and that's this one is really simple, and it's just simply touching your toes 3 different angles or positions I want you to put your legs in, and touching your toes for just doing it 10 times each. And that's straight legs crossing the right over the left, and then the left over the right, and literally touching your toes. A lot of you guys can't even do that. It hurts so bad. But guess what? After 30 days, you're going to be nice and flexible, and boy, you'll be able to do, your yoga much better. You'll be able to take a class that's fun, that's agile. Some of you guys just need to go and just get out, go have some fun. Bowling is fun. That's an exercise. Now it's not an all over body workout, but it does get you going. Okay, so that's the point. So we're going to do that later on in the segment, because I'm going to make sure I have enough time. But what I want to do is jump back into the holiday blues. So I'm reading my notes because I want to make sure I don't forget anything. So what is it again? It's a person being stuck in it with a thought that happened in a particular time, and that time has passed. It's in the past, but to that person, it's right now. So your feelings are legitimate. However, they're negative. It's not a true legitimate feeling, because what's in the past is in the past. You can't change what's in the past, but you can change what's in the future. And God tells us to meditate day and night. So instead of meditating on what happened and what's causing you to feel depressed and what's causing you to have all of that anxiety, so now let's flip it and do the opposite. God is an opposite God. Okay, so I'm feeling negative about I burnt the dinner. Well, you had a whole year, and I'm just using that as an example. You had a whole year to perfect what you did wrong. You could have took some cooking classes in person, online, or just simply got a cookbook. So some of this we bring upon ourselves because we don't go the extra mile. So that's all I'm asking you guys to do. Now, there are times where the depression is not so simple as changing your eating habit, but it does require you to eat healthier. It does require you to exercise, because when you exercise, you have the good hormones, those endorphins that are popping off, and man, you feel wonderful. So you do want to have a daily exercise routine. You want to make sure it's something that you're going to be consistent in, and you do want to make sure that you're meditating positive. You're feeding yourself positive affirmations. Now here's one that I want to suggest you all. Go to your doctor and have your annual. And within your annual, you will have your blood test. Now, they're not going to check everything. They're just going to check the basics. Do you have high cholesterol? Do you have a vitamin deficiency? Things of that nature. So it's going to be real basic. However, sometimes with depression, that basic blood test is what a person needs, because you can be low in vitamin D, you can be low in your B levels, and they can give you a B shot. They can give, like, I when I had mine, I was low in vitamin D, but I was super duper low. And when you're low in your vitamin D's, I mean, it affects the way you think. I'm not going to get into all the other ones, but that's one of the key things. It affects how you're thinking, and it could be negative, and it could be off kiltered. So go get it checked. And just to let you know, they had me taking for just 12 weeks to get me back up, and then I had to take 2,000 milligrams of vitamin D, but on the daily. But the dosage, because I was so low, they had to make it really high, and then I just took it once a week. So it's not anything dramatic. All right. And now you can go a step further and have your blood markers checked. So when you have your blood markers checked, they're looking at everything. And within a 30 to 60 day time frame after having your blood markers checked, they can correct, they can undo, and have you feeling at your best, not your regular doctor. If you are interested in having your blood markers checked, just send me an email and I'll send you out the information for the company that will do that for you. And you just go to LabCorp and they'll do your blood work. They'll check everything that the company is telling them to check and pull, to in reference to your blood. And then you have a one-on-one consultation with a registered physician there at the company that will do your full blood work, checking your blood markers and everything. That to me, when you're having anxiety and you're having bouts with seasonal depression, go get your blood work done. That to me right now, if you, and then now the second option is a little more pricier. That's why I said just send me an email and I'll give you the company. It's not too pricey, but what I think is pricey, you know, or not so pricey, maybe the opposite for you. So that's why I would prefer you just to communicate with me one-on-one. It's not my company. I don't have anything to do with it, but the guys there they got 5 stars. Okay. But your doctor, you have a physician you can go to, and a lot of the health and wellness companies, or that you have your medical insurance, your insurance card with, they now recognize that this is part of your overall health. And if this isn't working well, nothing else is going to work well, because the whole body is connected. So it's just like we tell you guys, you can't spot reduce. You got to take care of everything. So you can even, like, if you have Cigna, you can go right onto Cigna.com and go to the mental health section, and they'll provide you with someone that can work with you in that area. You can go to Talkspace, and if you're like, if you don't have insurance that will cover mental health, and mental health, that is not no longer a stigma. That is a part of being healthy. Okay, so you guys, if you're not making sure that you're thinking right, you're doing yourself a disservice. Okay, so if your health insurance does not include mental health, then go to some place like Talkspace. Okay, all these guys are certified. All right, so the next part of this is I want to make sure that you guys are doing I don't want to say a little bit, but during the holidays, you want to make sure that you're setting time and literally putting it on your calendar or putting it on your Fitbit, so you know that you are taking personal time to care for yourself. That includes your meditation. That includes your getting proper rest. That includes you exercising. A lot of times during the holiday, a lot of these things come upon not just because something negative happened. You're running from sun up to sundown and you are not eating right. You're not sleeping right. You stressed out. No. And that's why you need to utilize help. So start delegating, start ordering things online, have them deliver. Now you guys are like, I live in an apartment or whatever the case. Amazon allows you to order stuff online, and you could tell them put it at a drop box. And sometimes the drop boxes are near your church or your if not your home, where you work at. So let's start thinking strategically. Let's not wear ourselves out during this holiday season. And you guys, now some of y'all, you just need to set a timer so you ain't doing stuff at the last minute. Seriously, on your calendar, go do this, do that, whatever the case. But shopping when it's 2 days prior to the holiday, you're going to get to the stores, they're going to be out. Now you've caused yourself unnecessary stress. Now, because the local store that you went to didn't have whatever it was that you were looking for, now you run into 4 or 5 different stores. That makes no sense, but people do it. That's unnecessary stress. Okay, so we don't want to do that. So part of the segment is just me giving you guys some suggestions and just bringing you back to reality to let you know that you may be overdoing some things or underdoing some things. And then again, anxiety and depression, those are legitimate feelings, but they are solvable. And I want to let you guys know, this is a book that I am a part of, the Daily Dose of Declarations. And this book was designed to help you overcome suicide and depression. It's 365 days of concrete information backed by the Word of God. Now, I'm suggesting that you go and you order this book, because during your meditation time, if you don't know what to say to yourself, here's this book right here, Daily Dose of Declarations. It's going to help you out with the proper affirmation backed by the Word of God. And when I say backed by the Word of God, here's an example. So one of my entries is on page 40, but I'm going to read, not mine, I am going to read one of the other authors, because this is a book collaboration. This one is day 48, and it's from Ephesians 2:10. And it says, "For we are God's masterpiece." And I'm not going to read the whole thing because we only have a small segment. But if you don't realize that you are the masterpiece of God, you're going to treat yourself like trash. That's the point. That's the point of this book. You are a masterpiece, and anybody that has a masterpiece or creates a masterpiece, they treat it like, let me just give you a better example of what I'm about to say. A masterpiece, when you go to a museum, it's not that we're gonna like go to this extent with our life, but you do to some degree. But when you're in a museum and a masterpiece, they have the signs up that said "Do not touch." They have the little, I don't want to say combs, they have the little fancy bars up with the red ropes around it, because they only want you to get so far. They don't want somebody touching it, smearing it, breaking it, cracking it, whatever. They want you to respect that masterpiece. And that's the key word I want you to remember. You have to respect the fact that God didn't make a mistake with you. You're depressed? Okay, let's speak words of wisdom over your life. Okay, because God tells us to declare a thing and it will be so. So you declare that thing, you believe that thing, and you will never ever experience that challenge, whatever that challenge is again. But for today's segment, we're talking about holiday, bouts with holiday blues. All right. So this book will help you out. Now, you can go to this website, and the site will look like what I'm about to show you right now. Okay. So I want you to go, this is the site, and hopefully you'll be able to, I didn't check to see it. Okay, there we go. We're a little straight right there. All right. And it's https://sandrawhite.weebly.com, and you can get your own copy, or you could get a copy for someone else. And that's the Daily Dose of Declaration. And look, guys, when you get that book, I need you to journalize. I need you to go and get the Happy Healthy You journal. This is at no cost to you. Now this one is free. The journal is free. You'll have to pay for the book, but I think I had this about right. The The journal is free. All right. So you just go to https://bit bit.ly/flowdesk FLODESK happy healthy you journal. And this is what it'll look like when you get there. This is actually free. Now the book is not, but you can get this for yourself, or you can get it for someone else that may be having anxiety or depression challenges, because depression is a catalyst. If it's not taken care of right away, it can quickly escalate to suicide, and that is what we are not having. Okay, so I need you guys to take care of yourself. Over the holiday season, don't overdo eating excessive carbohydrates. Don't forget to make sure you, as I mentioned before, get enough sleep. Make sure you're staying hydrated. When you're not hydrated, you put yourself in a deficit to react slowly, to feel horrible, and to act horribly. All right. Now, this is the one I was telling you guys about earlier. If you need to talk to someone, you can go to Talkspace. All right. This is what the screen will look like when you go there. And it's https://www.talkspace.com. That is a really good one. Now, guys, like I said, because these are seasonal, we're just talking about seasonal bouts with holiday blues. Get out and volunteer. Take the onus off yourself. So here, you can get paid to watch somebody's pet. You can go to rover.com, or you can go to an animal shelter. Animals have feelings too. So stop feeling sorry for yourself. A good way to stop, I should say, a good way to stop feeling sorry for yourself, go and volunteer. Take your mind. That's the way you scratch the record. Scratch the record. Okay, I'm feeling. You need to acknowledge your. I'm never telling you not to acknowledge your feelings, because that puts you in a situation where it can erupt. So that journal, write down your feelings. Why are you feeling this way? And don't eat yourself into oblivious situation that you can't get out of, because when you are an emotional eater, all you're doing is gaining weight. You're putting yourself in a deficit to gain weight. So you're feeling a certain way. So now, and I'm just using this as an example, you're feeling lonely. Okay, why am I feeling lonely? Maybe you're in a new city. You don't know anybody that you're comfortable enough to be hanging out at their home, and you've done the Zooms, you've done the calls, so okay, that's a perfect opportunity to either sign up with rover.com, and it's a combination. You are watching somebody's pet who will give you love. You can give them love because they like to be held and cuddled and all that stuff. No, they're not going to be able to talk to you like you and I are doing right now, but you will be amazed on how a pet will just bring down the anxiety in you quickly. All right. So with rover.com, you're babysitting someone else's pet and you're getting paid. But if you're like, I don't want to do that, go to a shelter, one and done, when you're feeling that way, and you can help out there. It's the same thing, but you're just not going to get paid. You can go to a site where you're like saying, well, I want to be able to touch and talk to a human. But again, I'm new or I'm shy or whatever the case. If you're in this one I found, but I don't know if they have it here. I'm in Maryland. This program is in New York. So if you're in the New York area, they have an umbrella program for seniors that a person that's not a senior can volunteer and help out a senior. So you can help them with a plethora of things, chores, sitting there, with them. A lot of them like playing chess. I don't know if the retirement homes are allowing people, because we're still kind of dealing with COVID. So you have to check, but there are some places that will allow you to come. If it's a nice day, you're outside, then they may allow you guys to come in and volunteer. But that way you can talk to a physical person. You can adopt a grandparent. Okay? So let's figure out what's causing this, and then let's put these options into place so you never have to experience this again. So if you're in the New York area, it's www.newyorkcares.org, Project Senior Service Umbrella. And the screen looks like this when you go and you log on. But for the rest of us that don't live in New York, you can check with a retirement home, all right, and just see if they are allowing individuals to come and volunteer. You guys can go bowling, get into a bowling league. You can try out different exercises that you can stick with. That way you can start meeting some new people. All right, so there are a couple things that we can do. You can't be shy when you're having a situation. You really need to get out there and you need to do something. Habitat for Humanity, you're outside, and that's building a house for right now. That's what they're doing a lot of. They're building these mini houses to help homeless people to transition to a better life. So go out and volunteer with Habitat for Humanity. Now, we are almost out of time, so I'm going to let y'all know you're not getting over on this challenge. So let's go with the toe touches. I got my crazy socks on. So I don't know if I'm taking off my little shoes, but I don't know if you're going to be able to see my feet or not. But you'll be able to see my legs. I'm moving back so you can see me do these toe touches. All right? So here we go. Toe touches down to the ground. We're going to do 10, all right? So touch your toes. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now that was 10. Now you cross the right over the left, and then you do the same thing, okay? Again, I think you guys can still see me. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, and now left over right, and down for 10. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, so hopefully I know you probably didn't see my legs, saw my head. Hopefully you heard me, but I'm going to just let you know. It's standing straight up, touching your toes for a count of 10. Then you're taking your right leg over your left leg. Make sure you do not bend your knees. So it's going to hurt. If you haven't been flexible in a long period of time because you haven't been doing anything, do as much as you can, but your legs have to stay straight. Once you get to 10, then you rotate, and then you do the left over right, legs are straight, 10. That is 30 stretches for the back of your legs. And I'm telling you guys to do this for 30 days. That is going to help you to be extremely flexible. Also, it's going to give you a quick burst of energy. All right. So I'm going to roll over some of these again. What we talked about today was bouts with seasonal challenges, holiday blues, which is what some people call it. And that's just a person having a temporary feeling of depression or anxiety for various reasons. Someone died, they burnt the dinner, they're afraid that folks coming back over are going to feel some kind of way because they didn't perform a certain way, whatever the case. Or you're new in an area and you don't know anybody and you're feeling lonely. Those are all reasons a person can feel the way that they feel. All right, and possible solutions: you need to get out and you need to volunteer. You need to scratch the record so you don't have those thoughts again. Go to the doctor, get your blood work checked. If you want to have a full workout, have your blood markers, because that's a little more pricier. Just send me an email at the radio station WYTV7.org. Look for my broadcasters button, which is SimplyFit, and simply send me an email. Or you can send me an email with simplyfitwithsandy@gmail.com. So the other options, like I said, you can volunteer, you can help a senior, you can adopt a senior, you can go bowling. You guys, there's a plethora of things that you want to just think of that'll get you from sitting in the house replaying that same thought over and over and over again. That is the reason a lot of people stay stuck in the anxiety and depression. And talk to someone, a licensed someone, not someone that's not going to give you the right information. All right. So with that being said, we are out of time. I'm Sandy White, your #1 health and wellness cheerleader and the host of Simply Fit. We broadcast every Wednesday night at 7 p.m. on WYTV7 Community Broadcasters Network. Now I gave you guys a couple sites that you can go to. This one is if you're in the New York area, you can volunteer, you can adopt a senior, you can go help them out. That'll stop you from feeling the way you're feeling, because now you're giving the senior all of the care that they need, and you're not even thinking about feeling lonely. Talkspace, licensed provider that you can talk to. All right. So that's someone that's going to get you into a situation that will allow you to feel much better quickly. All right. And then here is the book, Daily Dose of Declarations, which I am an author. This is an Amazon bestseller, but I'm asking you guys to get it from my link so I get credit. And when you go there, this is my link right here. All right. It is sandrawhite.weebly.com. Go here to get that. I want you to get this free journal so you can track what you're doing, how you're doing it, and you can see which one of the options works best for you. All right. And now this is the Happy Healthy You Journal. Use the journal with the book so you can get yourself into a happier, better, safe place. All right, guys, until next Wednesday, I love you guys and keep coming back. Mwah.